And we are at the, I don't know if you can read this, the Hualapai, I believe it's pronounced Hualapai Mountain Park by Kingman, Arizona. I originally had planned to do Hayden Peak, which is like less than a 6-mile hike, because I thought that was the highest peak here, but I just realized the All Trails map is messed up. It lists the summit of Hualapai Peak like 700 feet less than it actually is. So I am now doing a 10-mile hike to hike Hualapai Peak. This is Hayden Peak in the purple, if you can see that, number 13. But I am going down here. I'm gonna go green to red to orange to Hualapai Peak. They have this nice little spreadsheet here with all the mileages to the nearest 100th of a mile between all the segments, but I have a map downloaded on my phone. So we're gonna get up to, I think, 8,400 feet, give or take. I might be at, I don't know, 6,000 now, roughly. So this should be pretty smooth, I think. So I shouldn't get caught in the dark. I didn't even bring my headlamp, but we'll find out, I guess. So Hualapai Peak, here we come. I had to pay 10 bucks to get in this place. So hopefully it's worth it. Weather's perfect. I don't know if that's where we're going. I don't think so. I think it's much further and higher. But there's a cairn up there. So I'm curious if we need to go up here. So I must say, everything is very well signed here. I actually got off trail on the last video somehow. But we have hit this junction, number 6. Potato Patch Junction. We are going to go to Potato Patch, which is this green. We'll meet up with 8. Which is the old Settlers Valley, go along red, and then we'll have to climb. We're probably, I'm sure it says the exact distance, you know, 1.13 miles or something, but I was gonna guess a mile in. We've probably gained 500 or 600 feet. Not super steep. It's a little chilly in the shade. It's gonna be cold up top for sure. So, headed up, or I don't know if we're contouring now or we're going up and down or what we're doing. I clearly didn't research this at all because I didn't even have the right peak that was the high point. So that's thrown off my expectations here. But headed up Potato Patch. So there are a ton of trail junctions. I actually, when I was filming the last one at that big sign, I completely went the wrong way because I was following the track I had downloaded, which goes to a different peak than the one I'm doing. So that was just my mistake. But there's a ton of buildings and trails. I'm, I don't know, maybe 2 miles up. And I have to find, I'm going by the Levi camp, and it looks like I'm going somewhat flat for a while. Like it could be, there's trails literally everywhere. Some of them are marked, some of them aren't. So I gotta figure out where I'm going here, but there's a big building here. So we just passed our junction up there that we should have come up, but we added, I don't know, maybe a half mile. So I think this peak that you're seeing up here is Hualapai Peak. So unfortunately, we have to drop here, it looks like. I don't know how far, but then eventually we will start heading up. Now it could be over there actually and not there. Actually, there's a much higher one, so I think it's wrapping around. But somewhere I don't know, over 1,000 feet above us, maybe 1,000 to 1,500 feet above us is why. Yeah, this is only like 400 feet above us. So I don't know why I said that was Hualapai Peak. Wishful thinking, obviously, but it's somewhere, and maybe you just can't even see it, which is probably the case, but somewhere up here we're gonna bang a right, not in this drainage presumably, and start heading up to the peak. It looks like we're finally, that's our low point, that drainage. We get to at least climb now, so maybe 2.5 to 3 miles in, probably 3 miles in now. So I think we've sort of hit our junction, although it was not signed. I'm just looking at my map. So somewhere up there, maybe a little bit above those rocks, is the summit. We got about a mile to go and 1,000 feet to gain. The trail thing says 0.9 miles on this trail segment, but just looking at the topo lines, we have about 1,000 to gain. So this should be relatively steep, and we'll just wind our way up here. That was weird that that wasn't signed. I would think the highest peak would have a sign pointing the trail to it, but oh well. So heading up, and I will check in. So I think that is Hayden Peak that you see. I like that little Kaufman's Crag, Tom's Thumb formation out there. Presumably this will be rocky at the top too. So I'm gonna be pushing darkness on the way down, but if I run most of it, should be fine. It is a lot of up and down, especially on that last mile or so. So anyway, headed up steeply now. There will not be any more jogging up to the summit. Well, we're over halfway up from our last junction, so we might have 4/10 of a mile, maybe a little less, probably like 400 to 500 feet to gain. There's still quite a bit. You see this rock formation up here? Might only be like 400 feet, but I might not be able to see the top either. So it looks cool up here. I'm excited for this. Hopefully the views are good. So I'll be on top in, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Well, the trail has stopped. So this looks a little too challenging to get up, although I think if it was life or death, I could. More so, it'd be too hard to get down. So I don't know if this post, oh, aha. All right, this looks like a use trail. I'm thinking I should be able to, like I said, I downloaded the wrong map. I don't have this map, so I don't have trail details. I don't know if people were like, oh yeah, you can scramble up to the summit or not. So right now, I have no idea if I can get on the true summit. That would be very disappointing if I can't. And already this trail has gone nowhere. So that's no good. So maybe I'll poke around here, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Obviously, aha, this looks a little more promising here, and I'm going up, so we'll see where this leads. I mean, I can't get through this brush. So far we are striking out here, so maybe I'll see if I have service and can download the map. Nice views though. Well, I was able to download the actual Hualapai Peak map, and it also shows that you stop right here. So, I mean, I'm dropping down there. I've already gotten pricked. I don't think it's worth trying to bushwhack and climb up this thing. This looks like it could get a little tough, to be honest. I don't have pants on. So this is going to be disappointing if I can't summit. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. Ow. Yeah, all the scrub oak, holly. I call it holly. I think it's called scrub oak. But I mean, maybe I'll read the comments, see if anyone has. I mean, it looks like I could get up a little bit. Maybe I'll try for a little bit, but I'll let you know if I find anything. All right, so one of the comments, actually the last comment that was left, said go back to the trail, go back to the last switchback, and that is close to the way up. Apparently there's a cairn and there's a class 3 scramble up to the summit, so that did not look incredibly promising, although granted I didn't fully investigate it. So I'm gonna go back to the last switchback, as the beta says, and hopefully figure this out, because I would like to be on top of the summit. I mean, if other people did it, I'd like to think I could, but maybe you had to research some. So go back to the last switchback. So I think I got to go back that way, but not totally sure here. So I'm gonna check in higher up because I need to figure this out before it gets dark. Okay, well, this was correct. At the last switchback, there is a cairn right here, which I totally did not see before. And we're gonna try it out, but class 3 doesn't sound too bad to me. There's definitely been people here, or at least animals. Yeah, super steep right here, but it looks like it'll get better. Okay, so it looks like there's sort of a use trail on the dirt here, so we're just gonna keep working our way up this use trail. Oh yeah, this looks much better than where I was. I didn't think I was getting up. So I'm working my way up this, through these rocks, and then damn, look at that big slab, that like tunnel through there. I think we're going to the right and then bending around, but who knows? But this looks promising so far. Oh man, I got all scratched up. These cactus here reminds me of Four Peaks, when they're right where you want to put your hand. So I think I should have worn pants for this. I'm getting all nicked up, but oh well. Sometimes it's what you gotta do. So you can see you're going up steep, rocky terrain with prickly pants. Oh look, we have a trekking pole. It's a good sign. Someone was here. It's pretty obvious. Oh, and come on guys, Twix wrapper. I'll pick that up on the way back. Oh, we have a cairn. Good sign. Good sign, boys. Cairn. Use path. That's the summit. We just got to get through these rocks, and it looks easy enough. I might as well show you the last couple minutes. Ow. Yeah, I'm getting torn up here. Whoop. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. This is nice and easy. Oh yeah, this is gonna be... It's almost sunglass time. Probably could step around here. Uh-oh. The summit looks a little difficult to achieve, if I'm being honest. This might be a good hold. This is a tough, exposed move right here. I wonder if there's a handhold up here. This isn't trivial by any means. Not bad. Oh yeah, summit marker. So we came from down, I don't know, somewhere down there, Hualapai Peak, and there is Hayden Peak with all the towers. This one seems a lot cooler though. Yeah, awesome. That wasn't too bad getting up at all once I found the right way. Luckily I read the beta. So do your research, guys and gals, because if I didn't download that and look at it, I would have had no idea, and I wouldn't have summited. So so we got to head back down and then take the path back, and then we'll take this. You can see one of the trails. Actually, that's not the trail I took up, but you're seeing out over that dome over there. That's that's Kingman over there. You can see on the other side of Hayden, you can see part of the north side of Kingman. So let's see what else we can see out here. Oh, you can see the Flagstaff Mountains out there. Yeah, that's definitely, I don't know why I lost my sense of direction here. I guess, yeah, that looks further north than I would think, but maybe that is more east. So the mountains, I don't know if you can see them. You can see the snow-capped peaks out there. Those are the San Francisco peaks and Flagstaff, and then I guess you can't really see the Grand Canyon. You can see sort of where the rim is, but can't see the canyon per se. And then yeah, you're not going to be able to see anything of note that I know further east and south, closer to Phoenix. We're too far. We're, you know, 250 miles from there. So awesome peak, awesome weather, awesome day. I'm going to get down quickly to hopefully make it before dark. I think I can if I run most of the way down. So Hualapai Peak, this, I have to check the mileage. I think it's about 10 miles is what I'm doing here, but I'm not completely sure. I also took a longer way up, and it's not a ton of gain. It might be like 2,000 feet of gain, but there is some up and down. So this is awesome. I'm glad I did this for sure. If I had more time, I'd hit up that peak too, but just a ridge traverse, that'd be cool. That'd probably be hard. But signing off. I'll see you up Canaan Mountain tomorrow. If you're watching this, I got a lot more planned the next 5 days over Thanksgiving. Gonna be in Zion and Bryce and Snow Canyon and Escalante and Capitol Reef. It's gonna be quite the adventure. I'm gonna pack a lot in, and it's gonna be cold. All right, well, we made it down safely. I should have recorded. So there's a summit marker on each of those big rocks up top. I was on the higher one, but that up climbing move at the end, that was hard to sort of climb down. So I ended up jumping across like a 3 or 4 foot gap to the other summit rock. Not a hard jump, but it reminded me of the leap of faith on Sunlight Peak in the San Juans. Sorry, I always get Sunlight, and then there's Sunshine by Red Cloud, also in the San Juans. But you have that leap of faith on the top of Sunlight Peak, or Sunlight Wyndham, you know, up in the Chicago Basin. So that's a cool video, that Chicago Basin hike to hit the 414ers. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. But yeah, it'll be steep this mile, but then it'll get smoother. So I should be down in an hour, I would say, and I should hopefully still be light out. So that's a wrap on Hualapai Peak. So coming back, this is where I should have come from, the East Potato Patch, not the West Potato Patch. I just saw Potato Patch and I got excited. So I am taking the slightly, by maybe a quarter to a half mile, shorter way down, but this should be pretty smooth. A ranger told me they were marked with these yellow or amber reflectors. I guess she thought I'd be stuck in the dark, which is a valid concern, but alas, I will not be. I don't think so. Much smoother cruiser trail now. I like that big flat rock out there. Should get on top of that. Whew. East Potato Patch had a little up, but now we're more flat and down. So that was nowhere near 5 miles down, so something's off. It might be 4 miles, and I went longer on the way up, so I'm thinking it's only like 8.5, 9 round trip, if I had to guess. My car's down there, but we're back at the bathroom. I missed this trail start. I went down there, so. Hualapai Peak, cool little hike if you're in the Kingman area. Highly recommend it.